Okay, everybody, we're moving on. Let's go. We're going to talk one more video on building a website for dummies. You all are evil. And then we want to take a look at coding here. These people have no feeling inside. They work in code. So trending is coding, and they put codes like this to decide who's going to go viral on account. But because you don't understand coding, they have all sorts of secrets, government. Some of you aren't even advanced as technological people because all the good techies go to work for companies like Apple and don't defend the American people. So you just fuck us all over. You're like, well, screw you. I'm just going to go make some money. I already have money, but I need more. And then you're literally going to live a life like this because you want to go party with the elite instead of actually having fun in real life and doing honest by people. Your life sucks. Talking to some people in California who are elitists. Arranging your text and tables and other advanced tags. Using rows and columns in your design. Well, that would be TikTok. Padding and spacing. Padding numbers. And spacing your content. One piece of content today. One piece of content tomorrow. One Instagram story here and one Instagram story there, but you have 437,000 followers. The reason you do that is because no one likes you, and the more you're around someone, the more you realize you can't fucking stand them. And then you dilute any form of education. You show off how rich you are, and then you try to sell them on a product. Seems a little bit, what is it called when you're like reverse productivity or some shit like that. So you're not actually who you say you are, Mona Van, so I just called you out again in the form of what? You're a fraud. So that would be a illegal operation of a Ponzi. Would it not? A dude who just got hired to uncover the corruption of the censorship of the internet. Is that corruption? I just said that she only posts just enough to time it out to where it looks as if she's delivering on information. I've shown you how she doesn't deliver on information. She literally waves around money in people's faces. She dilutes education on health and wellness, calling herself a doctor, but never delivers on the real education of being a doctor. Then changes it to holistic healing, but then says she's a doctor when she wants to earn some kind of something from an audience, reminding you this person's from Iran. And then dilutes education by showing off her eat clean parties. By never telling anyone about anything that has to do with health. There's no structure to her anything except for a boyfriend with a diamond ring and a fancy trip. And then a timeline table of when she's going to post. Remember that document she showed everybody where she was working on something and then never delivered on it? And then try to sell you a product on Amazon about skincare. Shows herself working on her computer to entice the audience for interest, but then never delivers. So what's that? Is that something that's illegal? Or showing you that she's holistic, but then shows you Benadryl? That seems like it would be illegal. That's false advertisement, I would assume. Telling you to drink mocktails and then showing you alcohol in the background? Is that fraud? Is that somebody who's fraudulent? dreamily showing your apartment. Now it's all brown when it used to be all white, telling you about how erotic it is to we this and me this and I think and we that, in a form of what? Hypnosis? Where you went to and showed us how you went to rewire your brain with Joe Dispenza. Melissa Wood was there. You were seen with him in LA. You said you loved him and you were so inspired by yourself when you did a public speaking gig at the US Capitol, while you also did a water speaking gig while Kamala Harris said that the water was dirty. Not really sure what we're supposed to believe. Would this be a Ponzi scheme? Because there's no action upon what you're speaking to, except your fiance is going to give away money, $10 million, for the water thing. Not real sure how you as an American citizen could stand for that. Would that be called fraud? Don't forget about the episodes where she's talking to Melissa Wood or some other dude who deletes the video because it was so gross because she's laying in bed on a podcast. Who is a doctor and knows that she ain't intelligent. And so instead of speaking out against it for fear of his life, he just deletes it and keeps his mouth shut because he knows that he can't say anything. So what would that be called? If you can't stand up against a lying doctor based on who she's part of an industry, what's that called in the form of Declaration of Independence, in the protection of what our law system is supposed to do for what these people, especially what this woman's up to? While she tries to get me to giggle and laugh, but you better fucking believe this shit ain't gonna be funny. Ponzi. What if they're all doing it? What if there's like 1,000 million people doing the same thing she's doing, and they're all on Alex Earl's page at the white party? All making money off the American people while we're all struggling to put food on our table. But she's standing there with her titties out in our face. And we're supposed to say, arranging your texts and tables and other advanced tags. Setting the spacing between cells. SALES. Looks like I might have to spend a little more time on this book. Varying cell padding. Sales padding. I sold 500 of these, but you really sold 0. So is that sales padding? Because if 500 people liked it or bought it, it must be worth buying, correct? What was the other thing? Varying your sales pattern because you are just selling garbage and you don't actually think people are going to buy it or like it, but you want people to buy it, so you code it. We're going to post on this day, and this day about my relationship with Gary Vee to pad it so that people will be convinced that we're together. That's also selling a relationship. Is that legal? Is it legal to sell a man and a woman's relationship so that you then can pad sales? Setting alignments on tables. So he posts about this and she posts about that. And they both post about a picture that he shared or she shared on their page. Aligned in the idea of the day of a post to get the audience in agreement that they're together. Is that legal? How is that relationship legal is my question. See, she doesn't live in America or a free country. She lives in Persia, a weird Persian shit that she made up in her mind. Narrow borders means you don't have boundaries with your audience and vice versa. So that's called control. You create the drop of a boundary to sell them on product, and then you widen the border on your end,